Ring Radio Leicester's crosstalk for 29222.
It's 11 minutes to 12, and that was the Carpenters, of course, at the end of the song. I got the title right eventually. With me is our regular visitor, Mike Hayes, the vet. Mike, thanks very much for agreeing to stay on, but as usual when you come on, the phones go mad and people ring in with all sorts of weird...
BBC Local Radio. Who needs it? There are plenty of commercial stations. Why spend your money on this sort of thing?
I've got a staff of 30. I've got 4 general producers, 4 junior producers, secretaries, technicians and engineers. A very small, tightly knit team operating effectively together. We also serve the BBC nationally. We're part of the whole BBC. The big story, which breaks in Leicester or anywhere else, is served down to London to Broadcasting House for network radio and even for television and for BBC World Service. That's another very important strand of local radio's operations.
Newsroom to radio car. Can you hear me, Tony?
Yes, newsroom.
Hello, Tony. It's Jan in the newsroom. We've just had a story on the ADX about the Labour Party's launched a new campaign against the government plans to privatise the health service. As you're in the radio car, do you think you could nip along and try to get me a live interview?
OK, how are you going to retreat this one?
Well, we've got about 40 seconds to news. We can get a quick response from someone from the unions.
The BBC, local radio headquarters in London, allocate a budget to each station. And in turn, local radio headquarters get 3% of the overall income of the BBC from the licence fee.
BBC Radio Leicester के मिलन प्रोग्राम में आपका विजय शर्मा की ओर से स्वागत.
We have got in Leicester the largest proportion of ethnic minority population of any city in Western Europe. We have something like 25% of the population of the inner wards of Leicester who are of ethnic origin. Obviously, we've got to reflect that in our programming. Well, 80% of my overall budget goes immediately on the standard things like salaries and rates and rents and equipment and the maintenance of plant. So that what I'm left with is something like 80,000 a year for programmes, for buying in freelancers, copy, looking after sport, contributors and so on. That's spent on my programmes, and that amounts to 14, 15 hours of locally originated material every day of every week of the year. BBC Local Radio is tremendous value for money.